my name's Alex Hamill.
And I'm Mark Palmer.
And you're watching
Dissecting Jean-Luc
Picard. So, Mark, the amazing piece of well-written art that is Picard continues to roll on with complex and intellectual storylines unwrapping in front of me to my absolute delight.
I'm just going to go out on a whim and say this might be the best bit of cinema history, you know?
I mean, not just Jean-Luc.
Step back, next gen, man. This is next gen, like, to the next level.
I was thinking, well...
This is next gen.
My opening statement, still standing, I would go as far to say that this is a better Jean-Luc performance than Chain of Command than There Are Four Lights, if you will.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't keep this going.
Well, that's alright, we can stop. So they introduce this new character, Rafi. Now, I fucking hate this character, and the actress is god awful.
But she calls him fucking JL.
JL. They're in the military. They're military.
It's a fucking good nickname. It's the same amount of syllables as Jean-Luc.
Yeah. They're trying to instill this sense of familiarity between them. But yeah, Could you imagine if Geordie called Jean-Luc JL just in like the ready room? He'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're professional Starfleet officers here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not his character.
No.
They've forgotten the formality and antisocial behaviour.
Because, maybe if she was calling it him now, but even in the flashback, I did like the uniforms, actually.
The uniforms were fine.
But even in the flashback, she was calling him JL, and just talking like he was a good mate, you know? She was what, Lieutenant Commander?
I don't know.
She had the 2 and then the first Lieutenant Commander.
Oh yeah, same as Data, yeah.
Well, he's a fucking captain, and he would not stand for anyone talking that way.
You need to go back and watch that opening scene with her in the past and the one with her in the trailer too, because every line she delivers is fucking terrible and fucking overacted.
What do they say? Some last desperate wild solution, JL? That's what you do. I can't do this without you, JL. It's great. It's great. Hell with them.
She's doing all these weird over-accentuations of all these mannerisms. She can't act! Alright. So first of all, she can't act. Second of all, her name is terrible. Rafi. This is my 8-year-old child's toy. It's a giraffe.
This is 2/3 of the episode.
Rafi! JL! Rafi! So my daughter named this toy Rafi because it's a giraffe. The writers of the show named this bitch Rafi because they're terrible writers.
Rafi, yeah, that's a horrible name.
Rafi! She's not even a giraffe!
But not only that, but like Geordie LaForge. LaForge isn't bad. Worf isn't stupid.
Worf's a Klingon name.
Yeah, none of it. Garrick, you know, fucking
Rafi.
Yeah, no, it's a fucking stupid name.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's frustrating as hell. She walks away drinking and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay, that's the third thing. First thing is the actress is terrible. Second thing is the name's silly. Third thing, who the fuck would ever like a character? She's like a bitchy, arrogant, drug-addled, alcoholic person who... I get what they're doing. She's angry at Jean-Luc because JL, sorry.
He resigned from Starfleet. You're angry at him for resigning from Starfleet?
How often do you think he goes and visits Geordie?
Never.
Yeah.
I honestly thought Riker would appear by now, to be honest. I thought he was going to visit him before he went on his trip.
Apparently he's not on Earth. Because they're not on Earth anymore.
Yeah, he'll be at the planet they're going to.
That looks exactly like Earth. Yeah, so... what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it obvious that she's offended that John Luke didn't check in on her because she thought they were friends. But the way it comes off, because they're terrible writers, is that she's this arrogant bitch who's like, you live in the fucking wine vineyard, I've only got a trailer.
Sitting back in your very fine chateau. Big oak beams, heirloom furniture. Yeah, I'd show you around my estate, but it's more of a hovel, so that would just be, humiliating.
Okay, I'm sorry, but explain to me why him resigning cost her job.
I don't know. Why did he even resign? I thought he resigned out of this emotional moment where he's like, I do not agree with the ideals or values of Starfleet, I resign. But instead he's like, well, if you don't do this, then I'll just have to resign. Okay, well then you have to resign. Oh, you called my bluff. It's like, what the fuck? You fucked up that even?
Exactly. I got from the interview. He was so hurt and upset.
But then
that whole scene, the past scene, did you notice when she walked away, it had this forced moment where Picard was like, and it just seemed, I don't know.
Every line of dialogue, every emotional beat, every storyline doesn't feel natural or cohesive. They did a good job with the uniforms and the special effects.
I'm not giving him boosts. I'm just he looked like a younger Picard. Okay, everything about Picard, so I'm trying to find positives in Picard himself.
I actually seen a thing too where it showed a picture of Data from the original trailer and from the first episode, and they went back and they changed it from the trailer to the first episode.
He still looked awful.
I know, but he looked slightly better. They made his hairline rather than not his hairline. They probably watched our review and they smushed his face down a little bit. They were
not enough.
Not enough. I mean, how much can you do before it starts looking weird?
Please, you know damn well they can do a lot.
That's true. Avengers and The Irishman. So it's very hard for me to analyze or dissect this because I don't care. I find myself sitting there with my notepad and my pen and okay, it's the Romulan bald.
Okay. Let me just say this. One thing, even though it's executed very poorly, one thing I do think is an interesting idea is getting to know more about Romulans. We know nothing about them. And the secret is awesome. It's really intriguing to try and find something out. The way they're doing it is completely wrong. That doofy looking motherfucker who's hot. They literally say, "Oh, he's so hot." It's he looks like a fucking doofy cunt to me. I don't know. I'm just a guy, I guess.
No, he's a doofy cunt.
But he's a fucking doofy cunt.
I think they're just going out of their way to be we hire doofy cunts as well as handsome Californian men.
And then the whole Borg thing is they're gonna fucking send a cube to see what the fuck's on. But you know what's gonna happen? They're bringing the fucking the Borg back like they did with 7 of 9. You know what I mean? One of them is not gonna go right, and they're gonna send a thing to the collective, and the collective is gonna come. Because a Borg cube does appear. Why? But tell me this though: in this narrative, in this story, where the fuck do the Borg belong? They're not necessary.
I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, I love them.
The Borg are one of the greatest elements of Star Trek.
But why do they need to come into this series of him trying to find Data's biological fucking daughter with the Romulans?
I don't know.
It's just an extra element of drama they're adding, because all they've been constantly doing is throwing drama after drama after drama. Just at his house, the fucking Romulans coming in, and all of a sudden, I'm guessing his caretakers were ex-Tal Shiar?
Yes.
What's with this acid shit that's going on?
I don't know. So
none of them fucking died. It was a sneak attack, and even the stupid fucking Data bitch was all good.
So look.
Sorry.
No. It's fine. In the first episode, they try to knock out Dash. They don't just beam in and fucking
Could they
stun
not have
her.
not killed her halfway through the season?
Well, the point is they're incapable of doing anything. They bust into they try to knock out a 20-year-old girl. They can't. All you need to do is beam in and fucking stun her, or anything. They beam into the chateau then, they can't kill an 80-year-old man and his 2 house servants. They're completely incapable of being threat-worthy villains.
Yeah, because they're stormtroopers.
Yeah, I guess they're stormtroopers. The Romulans are as fucking inadequate as stormtroopers.
Well, the worst part is they're describing them as this, like, beneath the Tal Shiar. You know, Tal Shiar was fearful. They genuinely were fearful in Star Trek Next Gen, you know?
Yeah.
Even
And
Deep Space Nine.
But they need to up it. They need to make a super secret race in
Well,
the
it's
Tal
hard to
Shiar.
up it
The
when
Jadvaj.
it all
The
comes-
Jadvaj, Mark. The Jadvaj.
It's
Rafi.
It's yeah, it's piss poor, and I could think of fucking better
The
names.
Jadvaj.
But it's all through dialogue, like the explanations. They're not progressing the story naturally. It's just like, oh, so you need to know this. The second episode was just that.
So I've been watching The Expanse, right? And what happens in The Expanse is that events transpire within the narrative. So you're watching it and like things happen, and while you're watching Picard, they tell you things.
Yeah, well, I get that
Things don't happen.
they need to build to this shit, but why not spend
They
a
need-
season building it
It's
and
not-
then? go
It's not
from
how
there?
like expositional dialogue works though. You need to have a story and a moving narrative.
Well, yeah, you can explain shit.
If they're doing the action adventure thing, which they are, they can do a character drama like The Sopranos, where there isn't events driving the narrative. But that's not what they're doing. They're doing an action adventure.
What they've got is they've got where they want this to go, and they're rushing to get to that point because they know that this show is not going to get to the third or fourth season.
They've already
Discovery.
greenlit the second season, and Discovery's getting a third season.
Yeah, but it's not. You know what I mean? They're not going to.
They're not gonna have 8
Star
seasons.
Trek doesn't work on a full-blown progressive story.
No.
It's perfect the way the Mandalorian runs, the way Next Gen runs, the way Deep Space Nine ran before the final season. The way they did it was perfect. There was a story, but it
But
was
it's a story of the
very
week.
spread out.
It's sci-fi concepts, right? It's not an action adventure. It's like this is the sci-fi concept of the week that we are going to be talking
But
about.
then by the time it got to last season or two,
There were like
it was
underlying
very story based.
yeah.
But they spent 6 seasons building to that.
180
Even-
episodes.
And the Klingon, like the war between the Klingon and the Federation in season 4, it wasn't just the fact that
Way of the Warrior Part 1 and 2.
Yes. It wasn't just the fact that they didn't really build to it. They didn't need to because they had so many years of lore behind this. Anyone
Yeah.
watching Deep Space Nine, chances are they know about everything that's going on with the Klingons from Next
Yeah,
Gen
yeah.
and all that. So it was amazing. But it's like everything in this, they've ditched everything and just explaining everything. You have so much more to go by. Why couldn't the Romulans evacuate themselves? They are a fucking empire.
If you look at if you look at the map, the Federation is
Klingon
like
Space Federation.
it's like hundreds of
Romulan.
planets. The Romulan fucking
It's nearly as big.
they got Romulus, they got Ramus, they got all these other planets.
So why couldn't they?
Because they needed the Federation to come and bail them out, but they're not bailing them out because it's an analogy for Trump and Mexicans. Or Brexit, I don't know.
Why are humans so angry in this series?
Because Trump, Mark. Because Brexit. Because we're making a political commentary
That doesn't exist in this timeline.
that's not broad or utopia of racism is wrong, but it's like specifically.
They've literally gone backwards.
Oh, dude. Yeah, in every way. In every
Yeah.
way, shape, and way.
In the original series, it made sense. That's years before they fully. Even in Enterprise, the whole anger, humanity side still very prevalent. Then the
Well-
directive didn't exist yet.
So that female Starfleet officer, she's fucking a terrible
Which one?
character.
All of them are female.
Yeah, that's true. The old lady that tells Picard to go fuck himself.
Not the Asian one. Who's
Not-
clearly a Romulan, which is somehow like.
Can we talk about that scene where she has sunglasses in this episode?
Yeah.
So she rocks up to interrogate Agnes Beehive.
Agnes.
Her name's Agnes.
Beehive.
No, not Beehive.
No, let's go with Beehive.
She
I'm gonna
wrote-
call her Beelzy.
Yeah. Agsies? Ags?
Ags. Okay, I got Ags.
Ags.
Ags Beelzy.
Yeah, Ags Beelzy. She rocks up to Ags and she has sunglasses on.
Okay. I'd like to talk to you about your 2 recent visits with Admiral Picard.
I know it's just a little thing, but it seems so out of place.
Were they aviators?
They were like just normal, like, I don't know, FBI sunglasses from like our time. But why the fuck? For what narrative? Why was she wearing sunglasses? What is going? Alright, so the Romulan Borg Cube, this whole storyline. I wrote something down because like they're saying all these things, and it's like, what the fuck are you fucking people fucking talking about, right?
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Okay. The therapy. Okay, the utility of a shared mythological framework, and then later on.
That's right. This Romulan myth. She's known for being knowing Romulan myth, and then she says myths don't exist, and she's the destroyer. I'm gonna guess there's a prophecy or something there.
They created a deep Borg framework of archetypes that is more relevant than news. So whatever Dorge's sister's name is. The whole thing with her in this episode is she goes to see this Romulan
mytho bitch.
They're basically talking about what Jordan Peterson does, where he like deconstructs the Bible and he talks about how those ideals and values can apply to the modern day. But like it's a big deal and not just a YouTube video. Like an archetypical Borg framework of heroes that's as relevant as news she's creating. And like, what is any of that? What is this? What happened?
She has a fucking little chip thing with pictures of Daj and bitch on it.
Daj and bitch.
And which one are you? Are you the one that dies or the one that lives?
I met you in Tomorrow, You're Dead.
What the fuck does that even mean?
She's an atomic bomb.
I met you in tomorrow?
The future?
I met you in the future.
I don't know. That seems like the most obvious. So yeah.
I thought that, but I thought, no way, that's really stupid.
Think stupider, Mark. To be able to get stupider.
I remember saying to Chrissy while I was watching this episode, I'm like, they legitimately think the audience are fucking idiots. The thing about it is people who used to watch Star Trek, you idiots wouldn't watch it because they didn't get it.
It was well-written sci-fi concept.
And it was hard. It was hard. It almost
sci-fi.
seemed like it was deliberately designed to weed out the idiots.
Yeah, it wasn't Star Wars. It wasn't an action adventure. It was like, alright, this episode is debating the ethics of whether Data is sentient and whether he has control of his own life. Yeah. It didn't pander to idiots, but this is made for Fast and the Furious fans.
It's like, when are they gonna fucking learn? I know you're trying to adapt, but like, you legitimately have a fan base, which will definitely make you money.
Yeah, there's still a massive next-gen original series, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise fan base.
Yeah.
All the motion pictures, apart from the JJ ones.
Yeah, but like,
so
you're losing them.
Yeah, okay. So we introduced to the captain of this crew, and it's the most heavy-handed, cliche introduction to a badass character I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's smoking a cigar. He has an emergency medical hologram who takes the piece of metal out of his arm and says, "No, don't heal my wound." None of Star Trek has any character ever denied medical attention just because they're a badass.
There we are. Now for the dermal regenerator.
Leave it.
Do that. Get lost.
It points out that he's a fuckwit, and it points out that the writers who are writing this are like grade school children or high school children.
You like legitimately broke the glass. I didn't even think about that.
Like, why would you not want your wound to be healed? It's a dermal regeneration, like it will just heal it then and there.
You want what? You want to live with the fucking...
Why? Because you're a badass, I get it. Okay, is this written by like high school students? Because that's what a high school student would write if they're setting up a badass. They walk in and he's smoking a cigar and he's drinking whiskey and the rubber ass to heal him and he says, "Nah, don't heal me, bitch." And he was kicked out of Starfleet and his captain
Why was
died.
he kicked out of Starfleet? He didn't say.
No, yeah, he was kicked out of he was kicked out of Starfleet. And the Starfleet deleted all knowledge of him because he did something bad.
Why is that?
And he also, in this first episode, also points out the fact that his captain's brains were blown out all over a bulkhead and he had to deal with that emotionally.
Why is, for one, that's not how phases work. And two, why is Starfleet a conspiracy organization all of a sudden?
Because they're evil, Mark.
Why? Why make
Starfleet
Starfleet
are
evil? There's always been evil.
They've had the Admiral trope, where an Admiral would come on board the Enterprise and they'd be
But never, like...
But the whole of Starfleet, like when they went back to fucking Wesley at fucking Starfleet Academy, it wasn't a bunch of conniving, evil, backstabbing Romulan spies. It was like a Utopia Federation that was building these fucking ships to explore the universe and help new races. Now it's Evil spies.
Why? Here's another thing which I thought about when I was watching the episode, right? So their new phases that they have apparently go before you shoot them, right?
Yeah.
Why do they need to charge before firing? Like, is that not just going to give away the fact they're about to fire?
Yeah, that's a terribly impractical
Compared
weapon.
to the phases they already had,
Just having a gun.
instant fucking ray of fucking.
Also, as Romulans attack the chateau, right? Where is number one? And why does that doctor bitch just come out of nowhere? Why? Like, the writing is so bad. Number one's.
Why did Rafi decide at the end of the episode she wanted to come as well?
I literally, while I was watching it for the first time, went fuck off when she was on the bridge. I knew she was going to be one of the crews, but I hate her so much.
I
hate her
honestly
so
thought
much.
old mate, like the male,
I hate you so much, Rafi.
the male Romulan who was the caretaker. I know that actor,
Yeah,
and he said he was going to go along. Like, okay, cool, sweet, okay, I'm okay with that.
but he's not. So
He's
we got
not even-
we got ads.
They seem like they had a past.
Yeah,
How she had a
rapport.
past. Would it not be helpful for him to come along?
And of the characters they've introduced, he's one that's an alright.
Yeah, I've had no issues with him.
He doesn't make me angry like
Doesn't make me particularly intrigued either.
Rafi.
Doesn't make me particularly intrigued either, but
No,
he's
no.
not-
Do you know who doesn't
you
make
can
me
build-
particularly intrigued? John Luke Picard.
you can.
I'm just
build
kind of
that
like,
character.
meh.
Yeah, and they're not giving him anything to fucking act. I'm imagining him go, I heard you do speeches. Fuck you, mate. You don't deserve one of his speeches, cunt.
So we got our new crew, right? We got Agnes, Agsies, Epidine. We got the
Dean Beehive, mate.
We got Ags Beehives. We got the two-dimensional badass character that was kind of like, I got a Wolverine vibe, maybe just because of Patrick Stewart and the cigar.
I somewhat see that actually.
And then, the beard and the cigar, and the fact that Patrick Stewart
To me,
there, I
honestly,
think about
to me,
Hugh
he
Jackman.
didn't bother me that much. Although now that I feel like you've mentioned this stuff, when I go back and watch the next episode, I'll know.
It's not that his character was bad or unlikable.
His acting wasn't even that bad.
It's
It was
just that
what he
the
was giving.
writing. It's like the heavy-handed setup of a badass. It's the quality of the writing.
Spare me the angsty teenage moral relativism. I already had one grand, heroic captain in my life. The last thing I need is another one. 10 years on, I still can't close my eyes at night without seeing the last one's blood and brains splattered all over a bulkhead.
And then we got Ags, we got...
Hold on. Like reference early Game of Thrones. You never needed to point out the Hound was a badass.
And it took time. It didn't the first scene of the Hound, they didn't walk into a bar and he was smoking a cigar and he was like, you know what, don't stitch up
They
that
did throw
way.
badass scenes in there, but they came later.
Eventually, but it took its time to develop the characters. We already got his big, deep, dark story in this.
And the way it was delivered was so good. It's just, some gossiping.
Yeah. So we got Ags, we got, I don't even know his name, Hugh Crapman. And we got Rafi, who I fucking hate. So I'm fine with Ags, the captain is poorly written but fine. We got Rafi, who I fucking hate, the actress is terrible and the character is unlikable. She's got a gambling addiction, I think.
Yeah.
She's going to some casino planet, she's an alcoholic, she's smoking, she was vaping.
Yeah, legitimately, she mentioned some leaf. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, but it's so shitty. And we got John Luke, who's fine.
Well, I mean, he is, but he's not. Like, I feel like
He's fine. In this, he's alright.
he's alright, but if he wasn't like Jean-Luc Picard that we knew, we'd be like, this guy's fucking trash. His acting's not wrong, he just has nothing to do. But it just...
It reminds me of the finale of Doctor Who season 11? So we got this great actor, right, who comes on to play the Doctor, Peter Capaldi, and he's fucking amazing. Like, he's a brilliant actor, and you can just watch him. You just watch the guy fucking act. But the showrunner is terrible, and all the scripts are garbage. And there's this last big moment where he's basically confronting the big bad on their morals and his morals in comparison. And you're watching this guy act, and you're like, wow, this guy is great, but the script and the dialogue is just terrible. So you got these two conflicting elements that are just polar opposites, just like, fighting
yeah.
each other.
That's exactly what's happening now.
It's exactly what's happening now. You got this great actor with all this nostalgia tied in, this great character with just these terrible, terrible scripts.
I just wish I could go into the mind frame of all these producers and shit who don't realise that this is garbage.
There's 20 producers in the opening credits. 20.
But how do they, like, not realise? They not care?
They're not good writers?
Yeah, but, like, people who, like, the people in charge who are hiring these cunts.
It'd be like if we got hired to write for the Vampire Diaries. And we came in and we watched 4 episodes of the Vampire Diaries and we said, fucking, we're getting 80
I'm
grand
sorry,
per
but
episode?
if we were given a series to write, I would go back and I would watch every episode and I would just find out everything I could about that series.
We care about like narrative and
But
characters.
should they not?
There's a shift in Hollywood, right? It's not the industry gambling on the artists, like a young Steven Spielberg making Jaws. There's a shift where the producers have become the creative people.
Yeah.
You're not finding this crazy out there artist like Tarantino going, we'll give him $90,000 and we'll see what he does. It's the producers have gone, hey, I can write Star Trek all of a sudden. Why didn't they just get like Ronald D. Moore, Brandon Braga, Rick Berman, the guys who wrote The Next Generation? They're still
To
alive.
be fair, they might have asked them, but they're probably like,
Maybe.
fucked.
Maybe.
I could understand that.
But there are good writers out there. Like the people who wrote Game of Thrones, the people who are writing The Expanse, the people who wrote
The
Vikings.
people who wrote Game of Thrones.
Early on.
Yeah, they're still the same guys. Like, if you give them with a
No,
story.
not D&D.
Okay.
Like there were other people. D&D
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
wrote 2 or 3 episodes per season. Like there are people.
And they're the ones who get all the credit.
There are people.
And all the hate.
Yeah, there are people who are good writers in the television industry. But they're not hiring them. Picard was terrible in English.
Is that actually what you were going to say?
No. So did you hear that it's official and it's announced and it's definite that George Lucas is executive producer on Cassian Andor and a writer?
Cassian Andor? I was going to say Kenobi.
No, not Kenobi. Cassian
Oh,
Andor.
for a character he didn't even create.
On a character he didn't even create for a movie he hasn't even seen. He's just like the writers from Star Trek Picard, Mark.
Are they seriously still going ahead with that?
Yeah, George Lucas is the executive producer on it, Mark.
Do you not
Georgie
feel like they're
boy.
kind of just laughing at him at this point?
Hey there, Georgie boy. You want to write a script for Cassian?
Do you want to write a
Andor?
script about something no one's going to care about? That's basically what they're saying.
Hey, I'll watch it now just to see what this guy can do.
I was going to watch it regardless because we were probably going to review it.
Of course we were.
But I still don't have any more faith because he's a shit character. Is it the same actor?
Yeah.
He's going to be older, but it's clearly a prelude because he's fucking dead.
They're gonna do the Better
They can
Call.
just throw a face mask on my
They're
data.
gonna do the Better Call Saul thing where he goes for like 10 seasons and he's like so much older than when Breaking Bad started. Like if Cassian Andor
It's
goes
up
on-
to season 4. And there's
mean,
like
yeah.
10 seasons. It will be.
But no, they're bringing out season 5 now. But like you look at whoever plays Saul, like he's older.
Bob Odenkirk.
Ooh, he's done
Holy shit.
10 points. Like he's way older than when Breaking Bad
Of course
started.
he fucking is.
Well, they're gonna do the same thing with Cassian Andor.
Well, dude, think about it like this. So, Better Call Saul's a fucking good show. No, it's not horrible. It's just very.
How much of it did you watch?
I've seen season 3. I haven't seen season 4, which is when Gustav, my friend, came into it. And season 5, Hank's starting in it.
It's always so hard to do prequel stuff like that because like how much can they do without like, messing up
going
prequel?
alright. You know, you see Hector Salamanca before he gets all fucked up and shit. But like,
I watched season 1 and I enjoyed it, but I didn't watch season 2.
yeah, I just watched season 1, 2, and 3 and enjoyed it, but I didn't watch season 4. Like, it just wasn't. Yeah.
It was good, but
I
it
mean-
didn't hook you.
Exactly. I was watching it because I liked Breaking Bad. But think about it like
Yeah.
this: season 5. That's how many seasons of Breaking Bad there was. How much fucking happened in Breaking Bad? When people talk about the greatest TV shows of all time,
Breaking
Game
Bad.
of Thrones and Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Like forget
Sopranos.
the last few seasons of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Sopranos. There's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
I mean Picard. Like. But yeah, no, and that's I don't. Is this what's I think the cunt's name? George Lucas directing.
Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor. Is that a show or a movie?
It's a television show.
Fuck. Okay.
I keep
George Lucas has he ever done a TV series?
No, he was developing one. If you remember, after episode 3, we got really.
There's
hyped.
actually. Did you know there's actually a leak of the live action?
I did see some of that.
I never watched it, but I saw.
I didn't watch it. I seen like the article and I scrolled past it. And then I seen George Lucas writing for Cassian Andor. I was like, so that's interesting.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Hopefully it's good, but like,
Hey there.
I mean, the prequels are good now because.
Did you hear Ryan Johnson want to direct an episode of The Mandalorian season 2?
He's gonna kill Mando.
He's gonna kill Baby Yoda. Mando would just like smash Baby Yoda. Like, but you didn't see
Mando's
that.
just gonna get a PTSD flashback and smash Baby Yoda's face into the.
Take off his helmet, his Jar Jar Binks. Didn't see this coming, audience.
Did you hear Ryan Johnson's directing a Jar Jar Binks live action story?
I would watch the shit out of that. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Why is he still alive?
George Lucas.
Ryan Johnson.
He's only like 40, man. He's
I don't
got.
know, but someone should have assassinated him by now.
I mean,
If I had a gun and he happened to be walking past,
I don't know if you should be saying this on camera.
when is he gonna? When am I gonna have a gun and he's gonna be walking past?
That's true. That's true.
But if you did,
Lucas.
And why would, honestly, even if this YouTube channel gets massive, why would they think to watch this YouTube video now in reaction?
They're gonna see dissecting Trek episode 3 Picard. I'm like, oh, that whole series was terrible.
There's no way they mentioned Picard. That whole series was terrible. I'm not watching that, not even for fucking to see if there's a murder reference in there.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Really bad if you guys could like, subscribe, and in the comments tell us how we got all the facts wrong. And how our opinions are null and void.
And how good you think Picard is.
And The Last Jedi.
And the fact that George Lucas is doing this Kando series.
Cassian Mandor. Tracian Franfor.
Tracian Fanfor.
Massian Landlord.
Massian Landlord, yeah.
Massian Landlord. Flacian Camcorder.
Placid, no.
Flaccid Camcorder.
Camcorder.
Flaccid Camcorder. Alright, see you later.
Flaccid.